I'm very excited to have my friend and a person who I work with on a variety of ongoing projects, Nicolo Massa. He is an entrepreneur with a plant-based promotion business that focuses on helping plant-based and some strictly vegan businesses, figure out their online business, etc. He's been great. We work together on a lot of projects. He's also pretty awake. I think of him as a person who has his head on straight for being in his mid-20s, and that's why I brought him on, because I want to talk to him and figure out his secrets. Nicolo, welcome, and I want you to do
Thank you for having me.
You're the man. You're the man. Can you do a super fast intro of yourself, like 120 seconds? Who is Nicolo? Go for it.
Absolutely. I can give it to you quicker than that. Peace and love, everybody. My name is Nicolo Massa. My business is Plant Pusher. We're on a mission to promote the plant-based lifestyle worldwide so we can help our communities to heal. We specialize in promoting plant-based businesses, and we also sell T-shirts. Every T-shirt we sell, we feed the homeless a free vegan meal. So we help the plant-based industry move forward all around. That's it.
That was it. Wow. That was pretty good. So I think it's pretty amazing. The thing that I find really amazing about that, I mean, obviously that was a shameless plug on your part and I invited it and it's fine, but I think it's very worthy because what I've seen you do is you're actually in a very charitable business. You're spending a lot of time of your life. You organize these great events and you obviously have to monetize it and make these T-shirts and sell them to do it. But I'm really impressed that you're dedicating your life and your work to being of service. So I just want to kind of understand what if you had to really figure out what made you like that, how would you explain that?
Well, I think it goes back to, and Marcus, my story goes back to when I was a child. I was very sick and I was on over 100 antibiotics before I was 5 years old.
What?
Yeah.
100?
Over 100 antibiotics before I was 5.
Oh, wow. I wasn't actually aware that it was that. I didn't even know there was 100 antibiotics out there. That's insane.
Well, it wasn't 100 different, but it was the same ones repeated over and over, over 100 different times.
You meant like 100 treatments?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. What age was that again? What age?
By the time I was 5. So,
wow.
I was eating regular standard American food, and I was in the medical system on prescription after prescription. It wasn't until my parents took me to a natural doctor and they started changing up my diet and started.
But were they able to diagnose, Nicolo? Were they able to diagnose what you actually had?
So, as far as they told me and my parents, is that it was allergies that were causing me to have ear infections, sinus infections, stomach problems. And it got to the point where my fevers were getting so high that I was having something called febrile seizures, which, 106, 107, 108 degrees, my body was so hot, I'd start to have seizures. They said it was allergy induced. I also had allergy induced asthma, but really what it came down to is when they started changing up my diet, all of these allergies started to go away.
Okay. So to not get overly technical, because you probably don't even know these things, and it started at such an early age, there could have been so many things going on there. And I think it's really fascinating. And I appreciate you for being personal and sharing that.
Absolutely.
So there you were. And do you have memories at age 5 of not feeling well?
I do. Yeah.
That must have been very traumatic.
It was, I didn't want to continue to get sick. I didn't want to continue to have to go to doctors and get allergy shots. I mean, I've gotten thousands of allergy shots. I've gone through allergy testing.
I didn't know this.
I remember doing that when I was a child, getting, 20, 30 shots up and down each of my arms. And I would have reactions and, be in a doctor's office for hours and hours getting shots. I remember that to this day.
That must have been very traumatic. And that trauma must have added a certain degree of stress. And then my experience shows me that stress could translate into more physical problems. And then it becomes just, a vicious cycle. It's going back and forth. Okay. So I want to fast forward to today. So we started working, you and I, when COVID started, on some of these projects that we're doing for goodsugar. And as you know, I've been in the probiotic game for 6 or 7 years through Juice Press, and now the new product that I'm doing are 2 different probiotics. So, can you tell me what your experience was? Because it's interesting, is you worked on this project with me for about 4 months before we even thought of trying it, which is ridiculous, right? All right.
Right.
So then so I just refresh my memory. What happened? How did we forget? And then how did we get you on that probiotic?
Yeah. So, I mean, knowing what my past has been, now I've been on a plant-based vegan lifestyle for the past 5 years. I've changed up my diet. I've gotten everything stable, and I'm eating really clean. I'm eating from the earth, but I still had the stomach pain from when I was a child from all the antibiotics. No matter what I ate, no matter what supplements I took, no matter, how many juice cleanses or water fasting I did, I couldn't heal my stomach, and it was driving me up a wall. And so when we started working on the Good Sugar project and started to develop it, the whole time I'm thinking to myself, like, when this product actually drops, I can't wait to try it, because I'm going through helping you with the articles and the website, and we're doing creating the concepts for the marketing. And, I started to see it all come together, and I'm like, I can't wait to actually be able to try this product.
You know what? If I would have known, you didn't actually share with me what your problem was. I didn't actually know that you were having that problem, because first of all, if you would have told me that you did 100 antibiotic treatments and that you were having problems, I would have just not even waited to get the product into the bottle. I would have gone directly to my partner in Bulgaria and gotten you 6 months supply of it. So then I remember that. I actually remember when you actually asked me about the probiotics, and I said, yeah, of course you're supposed to be taking these. I sent them to you. Tell me what happened, because you know your body really well, right? So just tell me how that laid out.
Yeah. So pretty much the way that my stomach pain unfolds is that I wake up in the morning and I have pain in my stomach almost immediately. And the pain stays there until I eat something. Certain foods make my stomach hurt even worse the next day. So if I eat a lot of gluten or a lot of any processed food the day before, the next day my stomach hurts even more the next day.
Right.
And
so you're very sensitive to mistakes.
Right. And so, on an empty stomach, I'm in a lot of pain. And so when you sent me the Good Sugar probiotic and you told me, try taking 5 at a time and see if that,
just take 5 times the ordinary amount for the regular person, which is just 1 a day. Right. I said to you, take more, get more soldiers in there. And I also said, don't change anything else. Don't fall in love.
Yep.
Don't write a book. Don't change your diet. Don't start anything new, because I didn't want there to be another variable that may have made an improvement. And you followed what I said, right? Right.
And so I got the probiotic in, and I was taking 5 every morning, and then I would go for a walk, take my dog for a walk, be outside. And, a week went by. What's crazy is I was taking 5 every morning on an empty stomach with just water. A week went by, and I was walking in the morning, and I realized that my stomach wasn't in pain. And I started thinking, like, wait a second. I don't even remember what it feels like to not have my stomach in pain first thing in the day. I don't even remember what that feeling was like. And so I didn't even notice it right away. But as I was walking, I realized I hadn't eaten anything. I'm like, damn, my stomach actually doesn't hurt. And I was like, maybe it's the probiotic. And I reached out to you and told you, like, 7 days in, my stomach starts to feel great on the probiotic, and just water first thing in the morning. Well, I think you sent me 1 or 2 bottles with 30 tablets in each. So after a couple of weeks, I ran out of the probiotic. And as soon as I ran out, the very next day, I wasn't on any probiotics. The pain came back. And I called you right away. I said, Marcus, I need to get more bottles of this probiotic, because.
And I must have had you under a hypnotic spell. It was all psychosomatic. I was sending you sugar pills.
Maybe. So you sent me more, and I started taking the probiotic again, and my pain went away. And now I'm at the point where I don't have any more probiotic, and the pain is coming back. So I reached out to you and Kiro and said I want to get a 6-month or a 12-month supply, so I don't run out, and I can see, if I take these every day for an extended period of time, does the pain actually fully go away?
Well, first of all, I know that this portion of our show really is sounding like a TV infomercial, which is annoying to me, and I hope it's not bothering anyone else. But there's truth in what we're talking about here. We're not contriving this. And ultimately, we got to talk about some of the things that we're doing, because we want to monetize this program so we can keep doing it and make it better. And, my reputation is that I'm only going to work with products that I truly, truly know are important and effective and are wholesome. And so I have a lot of experience with these particular strains of bacteria that we're talking with. One of them is on myself, which is I use these like crazy for a number of years. The most important thing that I feel about probiotics, And again, there's no science. It's all anecdotal, right? I'm not trying to make this into like we have the science in regards to the type of things that we're talking about. There are any number of things that could have changed your position. There's times when I feel run down because I'm stressed out, I'm working, I'm not getting enough sleep, etc. I might be making mistakes with my diet. I know that feeling. I'm lying in bed, it's midnight, and I start to feel that scratchy throat shit. Or sometimes I wake up at 3 a.m. and I feel that, and I'm pissed because I ain't got time to be sick. So I'm lucky. I got these probiotics on my night table, and I just like literally just crunch on 5 of them. I just glom them down. You can't really overdose on probiotics. Impossible. So I take a lot more than needed so that I could really send a massive army in. I drink a little bit of water. I go to sleep, and I would say 27 out of 30 times it's happened to me over the last 5 years, I wake up 100%. Totally abstract. Could be maybe I just needed some rest. Maybe I needed a placebo. Maybe I needed some type of routine that, snapped me out of it. The other thing is that my scariest travel was when I went to India for 2 weeks, and, I eat a lot of salad, and that's raw vegetation and fruits and vegetables. I didn't eat I don't want to eat a lot of cooked food. I said, all right, I'm going to India. Everybody gets sick, but I want to do yoga for 2 weeks. I don't want to go to India and have 10 days of diarrhea and be sleeping in bed with a fever. So I just kind of know that I was going to get sick. So I said, you know what? I'm bringing the bulk packages before it's actually in a capsule. I just brought the raw probiotic powder, which is basically dried pea juice with the probiotic and the medium. And I just was taking teaspoons full. God knows how much I was taking. First of all, I wanted to see if I could blow up. And I was taking so much of it. It was interesting. One by one, every single person on that yoga retreat got sick. The yoga teacher, everyone, my wife, everybody had to go through getting sick. I did not even a little. And so I'm superstitious about nothing else in this world. I don't believe in the tooth fairy. I tell my kids it's true, but for myself, I'm not superstitious. When it comes to needing a magic bullet for recovery and, i.e. sickness, I definitely believe in the science of probiotics. I'm really glad that you discovered it. And so, I think it's important part of our show because we don't talk about this now. Obviously, we have a vested interest because we have a digestive immunity probiotic. It's the one that we're talking about. I think it's actually an amazing strain of bacteria. And my lab in Bulgaria, we have a lot of testing. We have a lot of papers on it. We really feel like we know what we're doing, that we know exactly what strain we're supposed to be giving. It's fully plant-based. And so on the website, goodsugar.life, I have a lot of articles that I write about probiotics. I want people to come to their own decisions. If they want to use someone else's probiotic, I'm happy. Great, you're on probiotics. I just want you to read some of the articles that I wrote about probiotics before you get into it. I would just say that for the people that listen to this, probiotics are probably one of the most important supplements you can take in your diet. And I'll go into it maybe on another podcast in depth. I want to just ask you really quickly about the projects that you're working on right now. Can you plug them shamelessly for 60 seconds? I'll let the audience hear what you're doing. By the way, nice shirt, nice color.
Thank you.
For the YouTubers who are watching the video.
Real quick, though, on the probiotic, I have taken probiotics in the past, and they didn't give me the same effect that I got when I took the Good Sugar probiotic. I've been drinking kombucha since I went vegan. I've been drinking kombucha for 5 years. I've taken other probiotics. So I do want to thank you for whatever you guys are doing with that strain. It's working for me. I don't know about anybody. It's working for me, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. So, but in the first segment of today's show, I cover some stuff on probiotics, and I think that all the stuff that I have written is probably a better starting point than me babbling about it. I'm not trained as a lecturer. I don't know how to structure that, and I could never do a 17-minute TED Talk on probiotics. It would take me 170 minutes. So just, all right, go back. Tell me what 60 seconds on what you're doing with Plant Pusher right now.
Sure. Again,
what do you got? What do you got in the works?
So what I've got in the works is reaching out and doing more events with different vegan brands, plant-based brands in the Baltimore, Philadelphia, DC, and New York areas. And I'm also reaching out and getting in contact with the largest plant-based brands in the United States and figuring out how we can do partnerships and promotions with them on the promotion side of the business. And then on the apparel side of the business, you know, we have a couple different events where we're feeding the homeless vegan meals from restaurants here in Baltimore. So we have an event on Thursday, October 1st, where we're feeding the homeless free vegan crab mac and cheese from a local restaurant, sponsored by Plant Pusher and the shirt sales. October 8th, we're feeding the homeless acai bowls from a local restaurant, again, sponsored by the shirt sales. And that's really what we're doing. Again, Plant Pusher, we're on a mission to promote the plant-based lifestyle worldwide so we can help our communities to heal. I heal through a plant-based lifestyle, and the probiotics are helping me get to the next level. So I feel very strongly about this. And like I said, we're promoting plant-based businesses and selling T-shirts to feed the homeless. That's what we're doing in a nutshell.
Okay, that's amazing. Where should people find you?
You can find me on Facebook or Instagram at Plant Pusher, or you can see our website at plantpusher.co.
That's amazing. Just for people who are watching on video,
thank you.
I can see the background on your wall. You look like a busy entrepreneur who's trying to keep organized. Well, you actually look like a little bit of a serial killer back over there.
No. It's the brand.
I like it.
All the different things that I'm doing just to keep my mind organized. You know.
I like that, man. I like that. All right, you're a great guy. You know, I don't want to call you a kid because that makes me sound old. But when I think of you, I'm impressed because I was a real basket case at 27. How old are you? 26?
26. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got it together. You know, it's only going to get better. And I really appreciate you being on the show and sharing some of the stuff with us. And thank you for promoting Good Sugar.
Thank you. And thank you for having me. It means a lot.
You're the man.